Hi there, welcome to the magic of numerology. So I'm sitting here with a real old school flip chart because I haven't still figured out a way how to do a recording and at the same time be writing. So because I don't have professional equipment yet, I'm doing it on my MacBook because normally I would be standing, I'd have a great flipboard and there'd be a camera far away and you could see me and you could see what I'm doing. So this is it for now. Welcome, really happy to have you here. So, numerology is a very exact ancient science and has kind of been put away with astrology as, mystical woo-woo. Not sure, if there's any scientific basis in it, yada, yada, yada. The fact is, however, it's very exact. All the old Greek philosophers also studied numerology and astrology and astronomy and all kinds of subjects. And then, in the course of history, it was kind of put aside as not scientific. However, it is. And the whole universe based on numbers, right? If you and I text each other, we email each other, it's zeros and one put together in a certain configuration, and that's it. So now you could say that numerology is basically kind of a symbolic interpretation to certain character aspects. So my take on life is that we're unlimited intelligence, we're unlimited energy, stardust, water, whatever you want to make of it, DNA. And however, within that, we have certain characteristics with which we are born and which we can develop. And when people say, oh, he or she is such a Leo, they might be seeing some manifest aspect of the aspect of Leo. And if your sun sign, so your date of birth, is in a certain astrological sign, then that does say something about how a person may appear or think or act. However, within the horoscope, you have 12 different houses, 12 different planets. So somebody may have a completely different configuration with 4 or 5 planets in water signs and appear very untypically of Leo. So you can never really say, oh, well, that person is that so. Also, there's controversy about people being born on the cusp. So let's say you're born on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, when the sun changes sign. There are astrologists say, okay, look, you're one or the other. In my own case, I'm born on the exact cusp, and I recognize both aspects of both sun signs 100%. So back to numerology, how does it tie in with numerology? For instance, here, as you can see up here, starting with number 1, basically numerology goes from numbers 1 through 9. And you reduce every other double-digit number back to 1. So for instance, 11, these are considered master numbers, 11, 22, 33. 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6. So having said that, I'm going to take a birthday and show you how that translates in the numerology. And before I do that, let me start with number 1. So people who have that as their numerology, their main birth number, just as you would be a Leo or Taurus, people are born leaders, they're independent, they work well with their masculine energy, they love to be leaders, and they take care of themselves first. They have a very good sense of who am I. You could kind of maybe argue that one aspect is similar to Aries in astrology. For those of you who know Aries people, they're very charming, fiery, self-driven people. It's me, myself, and I. In astrology, number 1 is the infant, the baby. So I should probably come up with an example of how you can calculate a number 1. So we'll leave this aside for now. So let's say your birthday is 27th September 1972. Sorry for turning my back, but this is the only way this is going to work. So now 27 is 2 plus 7 is 9. Plus 9. Now the century, you always calculate that as 1. So you do 1 plus 9 is 1, plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10, equals 1. Now you add all that up, you get 9 is 18, and 1 is 19. And 19 again is a double digit number, so you reduce it to 1 plus 9 is 10, is 1. So this is a person who has number 1 as their sun sign. Now, I'm going to try and do that here, because if I go down too far, you're not going to be able to see it, I think. Now, what we always do is we make a 5-pointed star symbol. Leonardo da Vinci's, person, arms, legs, head. And then we put these data in here. Now, first of all, this person, 9 plus 9 is 18 is 9. This is how this person is a number 1, quote unquote. Then this is how you appear outwardly, the 9. And inwardly, this is 1 plus 9 is 1, plus 7 is 8 is 10. And then you add this to this, and you get 9 plus 1 is 10, is again 1. So this number 1 person is a 9 outwardly. We'll discuss 9 qualities in a minute. So this is how they'll appear. However, inwardly, they're a number 1. This is how they are in essence. So in the case of this person, they have the strong number 1 qualities. Outwardly, they're appearing like a number 9. Now, number 9 people are very, spiritual, philosophical, very open-minded. They really understand everything. They get everything. In Chinese, they say that 9 people are fullness of heaven and earth. So they're people who have basically experienced all the other numbers. So they're very universal, broad-minded people. They love to be loved. They are very highly focused on getting attention and being perfect. They're very perfectionistic, and they're very perfectionistic towards themselves and towards others. So it's an interesting configuration. It also means that they have issues with boundaries. They can be quite borderline and quite, like I said, prone to addiction and prone to always going to extremes. For number 9, only the highest of the highest of the highest is good enough. So there you have that. Now, if we put this birth date in this pentagram, we get something like this. Let me see, there's another 7. Yep, no, we have a 9 here. And we add that up, we get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So let me just double check. We need 2 2s. Okay, so we get 2 2s here. Now, you could say in numerology that this is the masculine side and this is the feminine side. And these are your feet, these are your arms, head, and so with this person, most of the numbers are on the feminine side. On the masculine side. And 1 is quite a masculine number. Me first, leadership, all of that. And 2 is more feminine and, duality and all of that. So this basically reinforces the masculine nature of this person. This means that it's somebody who's very intuitive. So the more they develop their intuition, the more grounded they become. And this means that they love to talk. They're always doubting. They're always thinking, talking, chattering away, communicating with people, but also constantly seeing both sides of everything. And not only that, but this is a Libra. So the Libra, who's always doubting everything, seeing, duality, that is reinforced with these 2 qualities because the 2s are also about that. So that's a double whammy. So these people can kind of drive themselves nuts because it's almost impossible to get one point of view because it's always changing. Because it's, duality, it's always, well, yeah, but it could be this or it could be that. And, oh, well, if we do this, but yeah, well, we don't do that. And, yada, yada, yada. So, furthermore, this means that this person loves to talk with women and loves to socialize with women, has lots of female friends. And this means that in their work, they gain power through knowledge and through study and through spirituality, through philosophy, and using their intuition brings them power. And this is an interesting one. This means that in the relationship with men, be that, a father or a brother, and if it's a heterosexual person, then in a relationship with a man, if it's a woman, then this means that this person will do everything to have the perfect relationship, and they will constantly be tweaking themselves to the ultimate height to be the perfect lover and the perfect partner, and they will also expect that of their partner. So you could say that the person who has this date of birth, this numerology, and has this aspect here is always going to be looking for the highest of the highest, and quite without boundaries and quite able to ascend to very big spiritual heights. So the lucky person, so the partner here has to be of the highest spiritual ideals for this person, and together they can soar to unknown heights of ecstasy and bliss and divine love. So that's really great. However, the 9 energy also has to do, with letting go. So it can be that in those relationships, there's a lot of challenges around letting go. And we tend to interpret letting go as, oh, then something is gone. No, letting go means letting go of your attachment or letting go of your ideas of what an outcome should be. So this is now, so now we've talked about what this means. This means that also in their thinking, this person is very spiritual, very high-minded, and always looking for perfection and always kind of open to everything. And what we could also say is you also have a specific year that you're in, and you add these things together. So this person is also in a 9-year. Now in a 9-year, it means that it's the end of a 9-year cycle. So in numerology, everything's always 9-year cycles. So in a 9-year, you've had 1 through 9, and the 9-year kind of consists of all the previous years. So all kinds, anything and everything, all things can happen. And in the 9-year, you're getting ready for the new 9-year cycle, because your next year after 9-year is a 1-year, as everything goes from 1 to 9. So that is a little bit about the magic of numerology. We've talked about number 1. In the continuing videos, we're going to talk about all the other numbers, and I hope you can bear with me with this kind of very amateur-like setup. Hopefully the image is clear. There's some beautiful nature outside. And if you have questions about this, or you want to have a consultation with me on your numerology, please feel free to leave me a direct message or go to my website, erikrobertson.nl. That's erikrobertson.nl for Netherlands, so ERIKROBERTSON.N for Norway and L for London. There you have it. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. And please, if you'd like it, subscribe or give me a thumbs up, because that really helps. Take care.